Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I will be doing my first review on the Google Pixel Buds. I am very excited to be going over these. This is actually my second set for rather unfortunate reasons, which I'll be getting into later. But first, I would really like to give a shout out to my sponsor, which happens to be my wallet, because I am broke. So, on to the actual review. I'd like to start off just real quickly going over the box. I mean, nowadays, I know it is the trend of tech companies to have all their boxes be rather small. As you can see, it's about the same size as pretty much most headphone boxes these days. I do appreciate that that's more environmentally friendly and everything, but these retail for $179.99, and for that price, I'd like a little bit more going on, but that's just kind of a side note. So once you open up the top, right off the bat, you'll have your headphones right there in their nice little eggshell case. But I'll get into those more later. Continuing on deeper into the depths of the box, you come across your earbud tips. Now my earbuds fit me perfectly with just the normal plain standard tips. I did try the smaller ones, but they just kind of felt too loose for me, but everyone's ears are different. Continuing deeper in, we have our USB-C charging cable, which is always nice to see. I don't like having to try and plug it in multiple times, you can just stick it in. These do come with wireless charging, which is also nice, but like I said earlier, I'm fairly broke and not really looking into that right now. Then, last but not least, of course, we have our instruction manual. It'll tell you how to set it up and everything. I never really look at that and would rather get upset and try and figure it out on my own. We'll wipe these away, probably add in a cool transition later with that, maybe something magical, not to flex or anything. Now I thought I'd start off with the case design. I really like it. It's this nice eggshell white, which really fits the general shape. The little oval kind of looks like either a skipping stone or a flattened egg, and it has this really nice click when you flip it open. As you can see, there's the little LED right there to show you when it's on or not. On the inside, this light actually signifies whether they're connected. They're currently in pairing mode, which is why it's blinking. And as you'll see, I got mine in mint green, which I thought was a little bit more interesting than the white, but not as bold as the black or orange. So taking them out, you'll see the general design here is the main circle, which has the touchpad and controls on it. A little wingtip on the back, which unfortunately over time, at least for me, did start to hurt my ear. And, just your general bud shape that fits right in. Now, I found that they paired really easily to my phone. I have a newer Android phone, so I had the easy pair mode where all I had to do was tap about 3 buttons and they were all connected. Now, moving into the sound of the headphones, I thought that they had great sound. It came through almost crystal clear, and it was really strong in the highs and mids, so vocals came through well, the cymbals and everything. I listened to a lot of 80s rock music, so all of that came through. The only issue was the bass gets a little muddled, as these are really more light and airy headphones. But I thought that they definitely made up for it with the clarity elsewhere. Unfortunately, one problem that I did run into with the right headphone was I had extreme static in my first pair, so it was like that constant annoying whiz of a feedback in there. And that really bothered me. It only happened as the music was playing, so I could really only hear it at low volumes, but then it continued for like 2 seconds after the audio stopped. So I'm not sure if you would end up having the same issue with your pair, but that is the reason that I had to return my first pair. I thought maybe that it was just an issue with that one in particular, but then I saw it was more of a widespread issue on forum pages such as Reddit and even Google's own help support page, and that is why I ended up ordering a second replacement pair. Unfortunately, I did experience the same thing once again, and that's really my only complaint against these, audio-wise. Now, when it comes to call quality, these do utilize 3 microphones to make sure that all background noise is filtered out, and whoever you're on a call with can really only hear you. Next up, I'm going to play a little mic test for you so that you can see how you'll sound when you're talking to someone else. So I figured I'd take this moment to share with you, why did the can crusher quit his job? Because it was so depressing. Now, I hope my voice came through clear enough that you could hear what I was saying and that there wasn't much background noise. During the mic test, I did have my very loud computer fans running as well as some slight music playing in the background. So hopefully you didn't hear too much of that. One of the main features that Google actually advertised for these buds is the live translation feature, which to me at least sounded really cool. Not that I have much use for it, but just the idea of someone being able to talk to me in, let's say, Spanish or French, and then actually being able to hear them live in English just seemed like a great feature. Fortunately, the feature did not work quite as well as I would have hoped, as you actually have to have the Google Translate app open on your phone. Then you have to select your Pixel Buds as the device that you want the audio to play through, and then you essentially just go through your normal voice recording steps. Essentially, this seemed like a long process for when you really could have just had them speak into your phone and played it back a couple seconds later. Like, there was really no need for that. If you could just tap a button on these and it just turned on the translation, with like detect language or whatnot, then that would have been super cool. Speaking of tapping features, these actually do have pretty great touch controls. So on each headphone, sliding forward will increase the volume, sliding back will decrease the volume. Tapping once is pause or play or accepting calls. Tapping twice is skipping to the next song. 3 times would be going back to the next song or hanging up on a call. So that worked really well. Some people complain that they have an issue reaching the sensor, but it's this ginormous circle. Like, if you can't reach that, then that's your issue, not theirs. I found that it worked exceptionally well. I never had any issue finding it. I did have a couple times where it only read one of my taps because I guess tapped too quickly or something. So that was a bit annoying, but really all it did was pause the song and then it starts playing again if you just want to skip it anyways. Next up, I know earlier in the video I hopefully mentioned that these do have wireless charging where all you have to do is set them down on a charging pad. Now, I do not currently have a wireless charger because, like I said, I'm fairly broke at this time, but I thought I could make one to kind of show what it would be like. So, on the back of this awful math homework I had to do, I thought that I would just, here's your wireless charger. That's a great circle right there. I know, very symmetrical. Then you would just plop the buds down on there and they would charge. Now, for us broke people or those who just think that that's kind of stupid and don't mind using the cable, just like normal, plugs in on the bottom there. And then that would also charge if you had that plugged into anything. Anywho, other than that, on the back is this nice little reset button here. If you hold it for 30 seconds, you can do a factory reset on your buds. Other than that, clicking it and holding it for 3 seconds will put it into pairing mode, so that's nice. I just have one final thing that I was thinking of. So I know for some people they really like their case to have that satisfying click. I can assure you these definitely do. In fact, when it gets to right about here, it has a second little lock-in that just feels really nice to just pop back and forth. Although I wouldn't because it just has one unsupported hinge there that kind of wiggles a little bit. Other than that, I would say for the final verdict here, these are definitely a great pair of buds. They did release only a few months ago, so they definitely have some features that are still being updated. They just don't really fit me personally, but they might work for you if you're up for that little bit of a higher price point comparatively, and you're looking for some great audio, some great touch features, and at least some decent call audio as well. Now, just to wrap up what I've been saying about these throughout the video, they have some great touch features. The call audio is fairly decent. I really enjoyed their music audio other than that feedback that I was having, and the translation feature, maybe you can find a use for it. It was just kind of there for me. So I hope that really helped you if you were considering getting these, if maybe it pushed you away from them because of some of the features that didn't seem as great as advertised, or maybe even moved you into the bracket of considering them as a buds choice for you. I do have a link down in the description for the Amazon page where you can purchase these. I do believe I am required to tell you that I am part of the Amazon Affiliates program, which means that if you purchase these buds through my link, I get 10% of the revenue. It's at no extra charge to you. If you enjoyed this review, it would really help me out if you would subscribe. I'm not going to ask you to hit that bell notification or like the video or whatnot because, I don't know, I'm not your dad, so just do whatever. Fine. It's fine with me. Later.